Dylan Sprouse is returning to acting, a new witch is coming to Once Upon a Time, and the live-action Aladdin has found its Jafar. Let's break it down on this week's casting report. Hey y'all, and welcome to my weekly casting report. I figured I'd try to just do a roundup maybe every week, or at least weeks when there's a lot of casting news, to fill you in on what your favorite stars are doing for the next project, or maybe who's joining some of your favorite TV shows. First up, everyone was stoked when Cole Sprouse went into acting again, and he's brought the beloved Jughead to life on Riverdale and the CW. While his twin bro Dylan hasn't really acted in 6 years, he's finally returning to the front of the camera. Dylan has joined the cast of the movie Carte Blanche, which just recently wrapped up filming. He will play a character named Gideon Blake alongside Jack Kilmer, Suki Waterhouse, and more. And while yes, everyone is making a big deal out of this new casting, it's actually not the first time in 6 years that Dylan has stepped in front of the camera. Back in 2015, he filmed a lead role in the thriller Dismissed, about a straight-laced English teacher drawn down a nightmarish rabbit hole by an honor student played by Dylan, who will stop at nothing to get an A. Now this film has yet to be released, so basically we got 2 Dylan Sprouse films in the pipeline. In other movie news, the live-action Aladdin has found its Jafar, or at least they're like this close to signing Marwan Kenzari, who will be seen soon in the star-studded Murder on the Orient Express. Also joining the movie will be Nasim Pedrad, who will play a character created specifically for the live-action version. They join Mina Massoud as Aladdin, Naomi Scott as Jasmine, and Will Smith as the Genie. Warhorse star Jeremy Irvine has joined the cast of the Mamma Mia sequel Here We Go Again, playing the younger version of Pierce Brosnan's character Sam Carmichael. He will join Lily James, who is playing the younger version of Meryl Streep's Donna. And if you want more Jeremy, you can catch him in the movie adaptation of Fallen, which is finally, after many years, getting a release date in the US on September 8th. Moving on to Once Upon a Time news. By now you've heard the show's getting a reboot of sorts for season 7, and they have added Australian actress Emma Booth as a recurring character for the new season. She will play the witch, and well, that's all we actually know about her character so far. Also, Giles Matei will return as Gideon, the son of Belle and Rumpel. Last we saw of him, he was turned back into a baby, but now that the show is jumping ahead to follow grown-up Henry, Gideon is also full-grown again and will appear in the 4th episode of season 7, which will also see Emily DeRaven returning as Belle for the Rumpel-centric episode. Moving over to one of my favorite superhero shows, The Elongated Man is coming to The Flash season 4. Hartley Sawyer will take on the recurring role of Ralph Dibny. Now, the Elongated Man is described as one of the Flash's most iconic allies, who is a fast-talking private investigator with investigative skills that rival Batman. He can stretch his body into any shape or form. Next, some people say don't mix pleasure with business, but that's not the case with Jack Griffo. With the Thundermans coming to a close on Nickelodeon, the 20-year-old has already booked his next gig on Netflix's upcoming teen comedy Alexa and Katie. He'll star alongside his real-life girlfriend Paris Burrell, as well as Isabel May, Tiffany Thiessen, and Emery Kelly, in a show that follows 2 lifelong friends who are eagerly anticipating their freshman year of high school. The friends confront a crisis that leaves them feeling like outsiders at a time when what seems to matter most is fitting in. Jack will play Dylan, the friend of Lucas, played by Emery Kelly. He will be the potential love interest for Alexa, who only sees Dylan as her brother's annoying friend until he becomes her math tutor. Also joining Alexa and Katie is Carrie Metters, who will play Gwenny, Alexa's longtime rival. The last casting news I want to get to is for the One Chicago shows. Now, I know I'm still kind of bummed that Sophia Bush has decided to leave Chicago PD. I mean, she was one of the reasons I even started watching that show, because One Tree Hill is one of my all-time favorite shows. Plus, I was already a fan of Chicago Fire, so it was like the perfect combination. Well, this week Dick Wolf spoke out saying it was indeed Sophia's choice to leave the show, even though she personally hasn't addressed the situation. Last we left Detective Erin Lindsay, she was offered a job at the FBI, and I'm guessing that's where she's gonna go, and that's how they're gonna write her off as she goes to New York to take the job. Now, I'm hoping we at least get to see her in the season premiere to kind of wrap things up, because poor Jay, right? She just can't do him dirty like that. Anyway, to fill the void, John will be back as a series regular as Antonio Dawson after the canceling of Chicago Justice. Tracy Spiridakos, who recurred last season as Haley Upton, has also been promoted to series regular and will play Jay Halstead's new partner. Over on Chicago Fire, it was announced last month that Eloise Mumford will recur in season 6 as Hope, an old friend of Sylvie Brett's, who was a playful girl next door who has escaped her tiny Indiana hometown to brave Chicago. Well, that pretty much wraps up this casting report for this week. In some other awesome TV related news, TRL is getting a revival on MTV. Freeform's Famous in Love starring Bella Thorne just got renewed for season 2. Bug Juice is coming back to Disney Channel in early 2018. Yeah, you remember that show? And one of my all-time favorite 80s movies, The Karate Kid, will be getting a sequel series over on YouTube Red called Cobra Kai. And don't worry, both Machio and William Zabka will reprise their beloved roles. Alright, hit me up in the comments down below and let me know which of these casting announcements you're most excited for. If you want even more of my videos, click over here to see my interview with Megan Fahey from The Bold Type of Show I'm currently obsessed with, or you can see what's ahead for Riverdale Season 2. Now if you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up and that little bell for notifications. As always, I'm Lisa, thanks for hanging with me.